Hi everyone, welcome to Planted Seed. My name is Jessica and I'm the founder of Planted Seed. I'm here today with Pam and we're talking about What's Your Story Wednesday. So with that being said, Pam, go ahead. Well, actually, let's have a disclosure. We actually did drama class together. So,
Oh my God.
Mr. Corso, we love you.
I don't even remember that, but I just know that you're awesome and that's how I remember you.
Oh, yeah. So tell us about yourself. What are you doing?
Yeah.
How's everything going?
Absolutely. So, Jess, thank you so much for having me here on this windy day, on this crazy hair day. As she mentioned, my name is Pam. We went to high school together, North Bergen High School. I'm currently a real estate agent and serial entrepreneur. I've tried everything under the sun. I've graduated from college, but I also cleaned houses when I had to. So I have no shame in working.
The hustle.
Yep, I have no shame in working. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I have cleaned toilets for a living at one point when I wanted to be an entrepreneur. That didn't work out. So sorry, guys.
But you tried it, right?
I did.
You tried it, and that's
that's where I have no regrets. I tried a lot of things. Great things. Some things worked out, some things didn't. I was a former coffee shop owner in Lyndhurst, New Jersey.
So cute.
It was my baby. I think the proudest thing I did was the build out, though. Yeah. I gotta tell you, I'm being very transparent now.
Yeah.
Because the best thing I did was the build out, and that's when I realized, all right, so maybe coffee's not my thing, even though I love the people and I love the experience. I think the build out was a part of real estate.
Right.
That actually resonates with me, which is where I found out, okay, well, I love real estate because I love to see the before and after, and that's what happened. It was a trash place, and I turned it into a beautiful West Coast inspired coffee shop. And the pandemic hit, and we were not even 2 years young, and that forced us to shut our doors.
Yeah.
And I had to pivot and become a real estate agent full time.
Right.
And let me tell you, when you're in your purpose, as we were talking before we were filming, things just kind of fall into place and they work out. And luckily, I'm doing really well in my business. And the coffee shop business itself was like a college course.
Right.
Like a college, not even course, it was like a college.
Like a real life.
Like a real life, I couldn't put money on it, but I got out of that coffee shop experience.
The experience, the knowledge itself.
Yeah, I got to understand what it is to run a business on your own.
Right.
Number one, what capital is needed.
You took the chance.
100%. Do I have regrets? Of course I do. But regrets turn into
that's
lessons.
Our human. Yeah.
I think the regrets are okay, I won't do that again.
Right.
I won't do that way again. The only way you can understand that is by making a mistake.
Absolutely.
And did I make mistakes? Yeah.
I think that's what life is. Lessons and mistakes, and you learn from that. Obviously, with what I'm doing with this platform and with this business, is that I'm trying to reach teens and let them know that this is not your end all be all. Being in high school is not your end all be all, and I understand that things happen, and we're kind of we don't have those coping skills and that adaptability to be So can you just tell us a little bit about any high school difficulties or experience that you went through in high school?
Yeah, let's start with the fact that I was a teenage mom.
Yeah.
Pregnant senior year. Before that, I had a lot of insecurities growing up. I came from a household that it was tough love. I was single parent home. My mom had to be the tough guy, the loving one. She didn't have a lot of that loving growing up, so she was more tough love than anything.
Right.
So it makes you feel insecure. It makes you feel, where do I belong? How do I set my boundaries? How do I where am I going in the future? Where am I going tomorrow? Who do I hang out with? Who are the right friends to be with? So I think in high school, if I could say anything, I was a very insecure person. I wanted to belong, so I wanted to be with the popular kids.
But didn't we all?
But a lot of people have strong will.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. I didn't. So I'm not gonna lie. I hung out with the wrong people in high school. Sorry if you're listening to this, if you were people. But it is what it is. We did bad things. Things we shouldn't be doing as teenagers, things we weren't responsible or mature enough to do.
To even understand.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
it definitely was just like a big experience. And then getting pregnant again
Yeah.
in senior year, then you kind of feel like, well, I don't belong anymore, because I don't belong with the teenagers, but I don't belong with the adults because I'm a teenager.
Yeah. So it's like that balance.
Yeah.
That balance.
So it was difficult. It was very, very difficult, confusing, like, years of my life. Yeah.
Did you have any role models or anyone, like a mentor, to like kind of talk to and help you out with this, like, or even just even in the stages being in high school, like, did you have like anyone to speak with?
Not really. I gotta tell you, no, not really. Like, what, third grade, believe it or not, there's like people that impact your life, like, you know, that you don't remember their names or what they looked like, but you know how they made you feel. You remember that, you know? And I think I made honors for the first time ever, and I was in Jersey City, and like one of like the
Chilltown, that's where I'm from too.
PS23 represent.
Oh, 23, 17.
Okay.
PS17, the old PS17.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Not the annex anymore. 'Cause the
No,
annex
not the one on Bergen
Yeah.
Ave, the one by St. Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, a third grade teacher, she was amazing. She was the person who actually made me feel like I was smart. Everybody else was just kind of like, in Jersey City, it's rough. You know, a lot of kids are underdogs. If you're not really, really smart in like talented classes, and you're not really like low grades, then you kind of go under the radar. You know, and that was where I kind of was, like, under the radar. Like, nobody really knew my struggles. Nobody knew, you know, that nobody.
And you
was home.
internalized it.
100%.
Yeah.
Nobody was home to help me with homework.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it was, you know, but third grade teacher. And I think it was my senior year when I got pregnant. I came back with a belly after my spring break. My homeroom teacher, she wasn't my teacher. She got so sad. She started like pretty much crying. I was like, what happened? Why did you do this yourself? Before that, she had believed so much in me. She had like so much faith in me, and in that moment, she almost made me feel like I had like let her down.
Oh man, what a
and it's like she doesn't realize
that
what
shame.
an impact.
Yeah, that was shame. That was the shame and guilt.
Yeah, so you know, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, you know, Mrs. I forget her name, but I remember how she made me feel. She was a great person, and in that moment, I felt shame. So now to walk the hallways and to, like, you know, and then we were talking about the vice principal at that time.
Yes.
Even though he came from a different culture, different, probably an area, everything, he never judged me. He never made me feel like he would be like, good morning, you know, you're late again, like, you know, and like, he'd be like, he would give me a hall pass to like be able to get, like, you know, excuse.
He understood.
He was just so kind. Those people, even though they weren't mentors, they impacted those moments. They made me feel like, okay, there is hope. I'm not the bottom of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, those, but mentors, not really. Not really. No.
Do you feel like that where we are now, like, you know, I had a conversation about having OGs. Like, we used to have OGs, like, you go to it for advice, or and what we say is OGs, like the older crew, the ones that you go to for advice, that you're like, hey, listen, you know, I need help with this, or I need help with my business, and so on and so forth. So, you know, sometimes it's, you know, I feel like that's a part that's missing. So hopefully that, you know, these videos can also just plant that seed in teens. So, you know, do you have any gems to give them? Like, when you're in high school, like, what gem? Like, because it's obviously a different animal right now. Like, everything is different generation. Music is
There's
different.
resources, though. Like, I think that's like the.
But that's why
difference.
it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy, and it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's too overwhelming. So what could you give them? They can, like, that takeaway, that what can help them, or let's just say there was a teen mom, or what would you say to that person? Like, what would you say to teenage Pam, for example, if you were in when you were in high school? Like, what would you say to teenage Pam?
This is just the beginning. That's number one.
Yes.
You're just starting.
Yeah.
You're just starting to wake up. You're just starting to have your own opinion. You're just starting to have, you know, your own mindset. And the mistakes you make, they're callousing you, right? They're creating strength inside of you. They're just preparing you for what's to come.
Right.
Life is hard.
Yes. Life is not easy.
Very
Don't grow
hard.
up. No, I'm just kidding. It's a
And
trap.
it's like not to scare or anything, but it's to understand that what you're going through right now, maybe you don't have a parent, maybe you don't have two parents, maybe you live with an uncle, maybe you're adopted. Whatever it is, you are enough, right? Like you are enough. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna put this in there. It's not religious, but there's always a higher power who also stands. You know, like my foundation, my belief is God. Overcome. Yep.
Exactly.
Overcome. You know, understand that you're never alone. Most importantly.
Shout out to God is dope.
Shout out
For
to
sure.
overcome because you will overcome.
That's it. That's it.
You know, so the most important thing I think is just like hang in there and don't be afraid to talk to someone.
Yeah.
You know, mental health is a real thing. Struggles are a real thing. With social media, I think it's a huge thing to try to keep up. And sometimes if we don't have resources, if we come from maybe a less fortunate family, like we think that you don't fit in, you do fit in. What's not gonna matter after high school is like so crazy.
Everything.
Like nothing's gonna matter after you graduate from high school.
The
Just hang it. in
just
there.
even opinions
Yeah.
that don't even matter.
Don't. They just
Yeah.
you're not gonna have probably 90% of those friends.
So tell me something. Tell me a fun fact. Give me a fun fact.
Fun fact. I love a fun fact. I like to sing. I am very
Totally have to do
shy.
karaoke.
Oh my god, I love singing.
Oh.
I used to be in the advanced choir in
Oh
high
my God, Miss
school.
Pams.
Yes,
Shut up.
yes. Shout out to Miss Pams. I was in the advanced choir. I'm very shy about it though. You know, I have stage fright. But now being in front of the camera so much for business and for Jessica's, what do you call it? Planted seed
Yes.
project. You know, I'm a little bit more okay with being on stage. You know, so that's another thing. Follow your dreams.
That's
You know,
it.
definitely follow your heart. Whatever your purpose is, you'll find it. Just
You'll
hang
figure
in
it
there.
out. Just don't rush.
No.
Be patient. Right?
Try things.
That's
Try
it.
things. You know, good things.
Stop saying what if. You know, don't live
Yeah.
life with what if. Live
Yep.
life like, yeah, I did it, and you know what?
You never
It
fail.
happens.
You learn.
Yeah.
You learn.
Ooh, that was powerful.
Yeah.
So go ahead and plug us. Go ahead.
Oh,
plug away.
okay.
Plug
So-
away.
You want me to plug the broom thing?
You can plug whatever you want,
So
baby.
I service all of northern New Jersey, sometimes Middlesex, sometimes outside of there. If you need me to sell or buy or anything with real estate, sold by Pammy.
All right,
Thanks,
so
Jessica.
I'm actually going to tag all her information below if you want to contact her. Thank you so much for checking in with What's Your Story Wednesday with Planted Seed. Thank you.